Welcome back. I'm some guy you've never heard of, and this is Long Live the Queen. Oh, and our Elodie is depressed. What are her skills at? Alright. Probably have her work on her trade some more. She has bonuses to expression and animal handling. Alright, let's go with decoration and we'll work on our trade some more. If I recall, economics isn't actually affected by any mood. Well, at least isn't boosted by any mood. Or was that history? I know one of those is like that. Alright, let's pick out our classes, I guess. Let's go with expression, decoration, and let's go with economics, trade. Actually, no, let's just double down on economics. We'll go economics accounting and economics trade. Week 30, morning. You brush up on basic mathematics with the help of an abacus. Afternoon. You learn that individual peddlers travel between villages and cities, some on foot with packs and mules, others riding horses or wagons, sometimes different wagons grouped together to form a caravan. Alright. The Duchess of Mead is here to see you, my lady. Hello, Elodie. I'm sorry to trouble you, but have you seen Brioni? Elodie, Crown Princess. No, not since I left school. She shakes her head. Corisande, Duchess of Mead. She's gone missing. She's not at school where she should be. I know she was unhappy, but I never expected... Elodie, Crown Princess. She wrote me a letter saying that she was bored and looking for adventure, but that's all I know. Oh dear. I hope she hasn't done anything too foolish, my poor little lamb. I have to go look for her. Alright, so I'm depressed. I should be less depressed. What can I do to cheer up? Attending a service will make me less depressed. Walking in the gardens will make me cheerful and lonely. Yeah, let's walk in the gardens. A walk in the fresh air helps you forget the burdens on your shoulders. And I'm still depressed. That's okay, though. Yeah, let's go ahead and work on production. You learn that Sunset Bay off the coast of Duchy Mazomba is a prime location for fishing. Alright, you learn how farmers in the Duchy of Mare rotate between fields for raising crops and fields that lie fallow. Cool. As you're walking through the Great Hall, a freak gust of wind suddenly blows out all the candles in the room. Elodie, Crown Princess, an omen of war and danger. There's no sign of where the danger might be coming from, so there's nothing you can do about it. Perhaps it's nothing. Now that you've finished studying, what will you do for the week? I think lonely will be my dominant skill if I take another walk in the garden. Well, not skill, mood. Minus yielding. Plus pressure. I'll still be Yeah, let's just go ahead and walk in the garden some more. Oh, I'm lonely now. Which means bonuses to conversation and medicine. Great. I'll do flattery and poison then. Conversation, flattery, and medicine, poison. I think maybe I should stick to being lonely for a bit. You learn that it's important to make eye contact when saying nice things about someone. The first treatment for most ingested poisons is to purge the stomach by forcing the victim to eat powdered charcoal, which can absorb dangerous substances. Cool. Things have been so unsettled lately. Everyone's on edge. We need something cheerful. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Calaris, the absolute worst. You could hold a tournament. What a good idea. Knights, jousting, musicians, all sorts of competitions. Everyone loves a contest. What will you offer as prizes to the winners? Employment. The winners will have the option of taking up royal appointments. It's a recruitment drive. Very well. I will draft the announcements. You leave him to his work. As you move through the hall, your eyes fall upon a vase of flowers. Pretty, but apparently not getting enough water. The leaves on the blossom have shriveled. A leaf killed by a secret weakness, a hidden threat. You continue up the stairs to your room, where a maid is waiting for you. Alice, my lady, a gift has arrived from Kigal. From the Duke? No, my lady, a merchant house, I believe. It was sent with a shipment down the Kavala River. You tear open the brightly colored paper to find chocolates. There's a little card on the box with our compliments, the House of Kraelat. There's something suspicious about this. Test for poison. The gift doesn't appear to be enchanted, at least. You can't think of a safe way to test the chocolate, and you don't want to leave it lying around where it might present a danger to others. Eventually, you mash the candies together and into an unappetizing paste, and bury the box in the palace garden. It's a waste if they weren't really poisoned. My candy. Well, better safe than sorry. Now that you've finished studying, what will you do for the weekend? Let's see, that would make me what? More pressured and less yielding. Then depressed would be dominant again. No, I kind of want to stay lonely right now. I'll play with my toy. Oh wait, what's... Yeah, I'll play with my toys. You spend the weekend holed up alone in your room with your favorite toys. It's childish, but you feel a bit better. Alright, class-wise skills, let's see. Conversation and medicine, eh? Alright, let's go with public speaking and with herbs. You take deep breaths and practice speaking loudly and clearly, projecting your voice to every corner of a room. You memorize lists and sonnets, then recite them for your teacher and any castle staff she can round up to serve as an audience. You learn that willow bark can be used to relieve aches and fevers. Cool. This is the week of the general tournament. Nobles and commoners alike have turned out to compete against each other. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Calaris, the absolute worst. The people will be pleased if you participate in their games, however, it would expose you to danger. What event do you wish to take part in? Let's see. Mounted parade, jousting, fencing, archery, Music, falconry, none. Oh, mounted parade or fencing would probably be my best bets. Let's go with fencing. I'm not going to be great, but it'll be something. Here, the devotees of the blade can challenge each other to duels, fought only for points, not blood and honor. Partial success. It is immediately obvious that your opponent is more skilled than you are, but she draws out the match longer than necessary before driving you out of the ring. Perhaps she was afraid of hurting you. At least you aren't too embarrassed. That's kind of what I was going for. Show that I'm willing to participate, but I don't need to win. There we go. All the winners are announced and displayed to great cheers. As near queen, you place flower garlands around their necks. All of a sudden, a man approaches the winner's platform. It's Kevin, the Earl of Io. In one hand, he carries an armored gauntlet. In the other, a sword. My family's blood is on your hands. Does he know that I had his mother, Aris, assassinated? He casts the metal glove to the ground with the clatter and raises his sword, pointing it at you. I challenge you, Elodie, a life for a life. He's challenging you to a duel? Test wield magic success. Doesn't he know you could burn him to a crisp just by waving your hands? Yeah, kill him with magic. Without a further word, you direct the full force of your magical wrath at the Earl of Io. Unfortunately, your full force amounts to a spray of razor-light discs, which slice and burn the skin, but nothing more. Against an experienced combatant in armor, that is nowhere near enough. The last thing you hear is the screams of the crowd as the Earl of Io charges toward you. No! Alright. Back that far? Yes. Starting to think maybe we should just start a new game, but nah. Okay, how do we want to do this differently? What's her mood again? Depressed. So that's bonuses to expression and animal handling. Demeanor, conversation, athletics. Our divination is going to save us from those chocolates, so that's fine. We need to work on our weapons, definitely. Oh, and my wield magic, definitely. Yeah, I guess it's time to become, like, afraid or... no, angry or willful. Okay, so let's go ahead and do archery and pole arms this week. You learn to cut, fletch, and tie arrows. You practice walking while carrying a long weapon, getting the feel for its size and weight and learning to maneuver without banging into anything unintentionally. You've unlocked a new outfit. The Duchess of Mead is here to see you. Yep, we know. What's-her-face is missing. Alright. What can I do to get angry? I wish there was something I could do to become angry and cheerful. There's nothing I can actually do to make myself angry right now, is there? Interesting. Okay, what can make me cheerful? But that'll make me more lonely. Let's just attend a service. It'll lower our depressed. Although I am still more depressed than anything. But I have a new outfit. Where is it? Tabard. What boosts weapons? Oh, that's neat. I think I should get back into my magical girl outfit, though. I should up my wield magic. Because I forget what what level you have to have the other two skills at before you can progress past 50 in the first one. I'm gonna hope that it's 25 and just double down on my swords, so that I could maybe like hold my own in a duel with Kevin. Let's just double in swords today. You practice moving with a blade, sidestepping, charging, and lunging. You practice using your blade to disarm opponents or shove them backwards. You spar with a partner, trading blows while looking for openings to tag each other. Okay, good. Well, the other two are high enough then. Oh, I'm walking through the castle. There's the divination. Cool. Alright, we want to become less depressed. How did I become less angry? Yeah, let's attend a service again. Right, I think I'll go with swords and wield magic this time. You begin to work with a metal blade, getting the feel for its weight and edge, as well as learning how to care for it. You practice drawing your blade and striking at short notice from a variety of positions. By concentrating, you can create a wave of discontent, which panics or enrages animals in the area. You learn to create a blade of solid light, which you can wield like a sword to slice through flesh and stone alike. Nice. Things have been so unsettled lately. Everyone's on edge. We need something cheerful. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Caloris. The absolute worst. You could hold a tournament. Elodie, Crown Princess. What a good idea. Knights, jousting, musicians, all sorts of competitions. Everyone loves a contest. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Caloris. The absolute worst. What will you offer as prizes to the winners? Employment. The winners will have the option of taking up royal appointments. It's a recruitment drive. Very well, I will draft the announcements. You leave him to his work. As you move through the hall, your eyes flutter upon a vase of flowers, but pretty, but apparently not getting enough water. The leaves on one blossom have shriveled. Yep, divination. You continue up the stairs to your room, where a maid is waiting for you. My lady, a gift has arrived from Kigal. From the Duke? No, my lady, yada yada yada. Chocolates! There's a little card with the box, with our compliments, the House of Crayolat. There's something suspicious about this. Yes, there is. Test for poison. The gift doesn't appear to be enchanted, at least. You can't think of a safe way to test the chocolate, and you don't want to leave it lying around where it might present danger to others. Eventually, you mash the candies together into an unappetizing paste and bury the box in the palace garden. Man, that made me more depressed. Lame. Alright. Now that you've finished studying, what will you do for the weekend? I'm trying to be less depressed, man. Without being less angry. Okay, that would make me yielding, lonely, and cheerful. That would make me lonely, though. Yeah, but okay. We'll just play with our toys this week. You spend the weekend holed up alone in your room with your favorite toys. It's childish, but you feel a bit better. Only a bit, because I'm still depressed. Alright, let's go ahead and save, so we don't have to play through those weeks yet again if we don't fail to survive Kevin's attack. Right. Let's see here. I don't want to do swords. And I also want to keep working on wheeled magic. I feel those are the best ways to hedge my bets for that. Yep, let's do the same thing we did last week. Swords and wheeled magic. You learn techniques for thrusting your blade through armor to disable or kill your opponent. You learn advanced techniques for holding off multiple opponents at once. You have nothing more to learn about swords. You learn to direct a beam of searing light through the end of a staff, burning whatever you point at. By concentrating, you can create a wave of discontent, which panics, confuses, or enrages other people around you. This is the week of the general tournament. Nobles and commoners alike have turned out to compete against each other. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Caloris, the absolute worst. The people will be pleased if you participate in their games, however it would expose you to danger. What event do you wish to take part in? Fencing. Here the devotees of the blade can challenge each other to duels, fought only for points, not blood and honor. You win your first match with uproarious applause, but are soon overpowered by more experienced competitors. Still, you did very well for your first tournament. All the winners are announced and displayed to great cheers. As near queen, you place flower garlands around their necks. All of a sudden, a man approaches the winner's platform. It's Kevin, the Earl of Io. In one hand he carries an armored gauntlet, in the other a sword. My family's blood is on your hands. Does he know that I had his mother assassinated? He casts the metal glove to the ground with a clatter and raises his sword, pointing it at you. I challenge you, Elodie, a life for a life. He's challenging you to a duel? Doesn't he know you could burn him to a crisp just by waving your hand? Nope, let's accept. Very well, I will meet your challenge. As the challenged party, you have the choice of weapons. Swords, obviously. Bring me my sword. The crowd seems to not to realize at first that this is a blood match, and not entertainment. Or perhaps they do, and their cheering is all the louder for it. Kevin's rage fills him with great strength, but makes him erratic and unpredictable. Worse, he's armored, and he seems willing to settle for nothing less than your death or his. Unfortunately, your exertions in the tournament have drained your strength. You can barely keep your guard up. Before you can begin to work out some way to safely forfeit, you have fallen. It wasn't even a sword test? Really? It wasn't even a sword test. Okay, so instead of maxing out swords, we're just gonna double down on our wheeled magic. And burn him to a crisp. You learn to direct a beam of searing light through the end of a staff, burning whatever you point at. By concentrating, you can create a wave of discontent, which panics, confuses, or enrages other people around you. You learn to shape light into images of things that are far away, or things that don't exist at all. You learn to create a powerful explosion of light, burning those caught within and blinding others who look at it. Nice, and with my outfit on, my wheeled magic will be at 100. This is the week of the general tournament, yada yada yada. Yeah, we'll participate in fencing again. Alright, same results as last time. And there's Kevin, the Earl of Io. Yep, kill him with magic. Without a further word, you direct the full force of your magical wrath at the Earl of Io. There is a horrible scream and the smell of burning flesh. Elodie, Crown Princess, I decline. Kevin's sword falls to the ground beside his gauntlet. He won't be needing either anymore. Because I am a mean and wrathful queen. And I'm still more depressed than anything else. Oh, the dungeons will make me cheerful and angry right now. Excellent, let's visit the dungeons. Oh, affected by cruelty. Okay. You sneak down to the castle dungeons and amuse yourself by poking the locked-up peasants with sticks. Poor fools. Oh my. Interesting. Alright, so I am angry, which will give me a bonus to weapons and military. Not that I'm trying to work on weapons so much anymore. I guess I could keep working on my military a bit. I should still work on other things, though. Let's do public speaking and strategy. You take deep breaths and practice speaking loudly and clearly, projecting your voice to every corner of a room. You study the power of ranged weapons, from arrows to thrown fire and sand, and how the threat of such attacks can shift the enemy's response. You study the use of cavalry in battle, as well as the costs and benefits of traveling with large animals. You study the effects of a strong hierarchy on military organizations and the ability of troops to respond to changing situations. Communication across an army can be difficult. Disrupted signals can lead to chaos. My lady, your father wishes to speak with you. He says it's urgent. Elodie, Crown Princess. Fine, I'm coming. He should come to me, but whatever. You find your father standing over a map of the coastline. His face is grave. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Caloris, the absolute worst. Ships have been sighted on approach from Sangia. Not trade ships. This is a war fleet. Elodie, Crown Princess. What? Within a week, they will be in Novan waters. Within 2, they could reach the capital. Then we will fight to defend ourselves. You can try to use the treasury funds to hire additional soldiers, but it may be difficult on short notice. No, don't recruit soldiers, that's fine. No, it's too late for that. What about, Talassi? Can we call on any troops from Sedna? Send a message, but even if he agrees, it will take time for his soldiers to mobilize. You'll need to draw up a naval strategy for our ships to carry out. You could choose to act as admiral and lead the fleet in person, but the danger to you would be very great. Unless you think your personal skills will make the difference, I would strongly advise against it. I'm a master of wielding magic. I think my personal skills will make all the difference. Direct the fleet. The risk is mine to take. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Caloris. The absolute worst. You have your mother's heart. There is one more thing. I hesitate to ask, but an invasion. This is the sort of disaster for which Illumin's power may be worth the cost. If the fleet could be destroyed before they reached our waters, many lives would be saved. I don't know any magic that could sink a whole fleet. I'll have to talk to my mentor. You find the Duchess of Ursel in her guest quarters. Elodie, Crown Princess. A fleet from Shanjia is attacking us. Is it possible to sink them all with magic? Juliana, Duchess of Ursel, the necessary evil. It is easy enough to attack one soldier, one ship as a demonstration, but to obliterate an entire fleet? You would need an immense amount of power spread over a large area, more than any one lumen could control. If you tried to raise that much power yourself, you would die. Not could, would. So it's hopeless? We'll just have to rely on our soldiers. There's two of us, but whatever. Okay, how's my mood? I'm lonely now. Is there anything I can do that will make me more pressured without making me depressed or yielding? That would get me pressured and I'd lose a yielding? Okay. Let's tour the barracks. You are impressed by the discipline of the Novan troops, but the responsibility for their lives weighs heavily on your shoulders. There are approximately 10 battalions, 1 company and 1 platoon under your direct command. And now I'm angry. Good. Because for classes, we're going to be doing military. We're going to go all in on our naval strategy. How are my magic skills again? Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm keeping my whatchamacallit on. Alright. Naval strategy and naval strategy. You study the cost, time, and materials required to construct new ships. You study blockades, both setting them and breaking them. You study the effect of cannons against coastal installations such as enemy docks and seaside villages. You study the difficulty of sneak attack at sea and ways it can be achieved. You have nothing more to learn about naval strategy. Danger on the high seas. Ships close in on each other, angling into range. Climbing failed. You take your position with a spyglass, watching the enemy movements closely and shouting out any necessary changes in plan. The Shanjians have half again as many troops as you do. It doesn't look promising. Your skill in long-range magic makes you as effective as a cannon and more maneuverable, but there are far too many ships for you to take each one out individually. The eventual outcome, test war failed, is not in your favor. The Novan ships are sunk or scattered as the Shanjian forces press towards landfall. Your grasp of strategy allows you to recognize when the tipping point has been passed, and order your remaining vessels to retreat before they are all destroyed. This saves lives, but it means leaving the Novan approach completely unguarded. Many good soldiers were lost today, and Nova's troubles have not ended. Since you have failed to repel the invasion, the Shanjian fleet will soon land, and their troops will begin to progress towards your capital city. Your remaining soldiers will hold them off as long as possible, of course, but the main strength of your military has been exhausted. Nova's future looks bleak. Great. Yeah, let's visit the dungeons. Right, what will we do class-wise this time? Strategy and logistics. You study famous battles, the disasters and the mistakes which created them, and the turning points in larger conflicts and why they made a difference. You study the concept of defeat in detail, and how an army can be destroyed by crushing small parts one at a time rather than attacking all at once. You have nothing more to learn about strategy. You learn about how to calculate enemy war preparations based on the movement of goods within their lands. Armies do not spring up full-formed overnight. You study the benefits of looting as a troop motivator versus the negative effect on civilian populations. You learn to calculate how effective military strength wanes over distance from a home position, as it becomes more difficult to put pieces into play. The invasion of Nova is proceeding. Your coastline is under Shanjian control. Soldiers have marched through villages, trampling fields and frightening citizens. A diplomatic delegation from Shanjia has requested access to the castle to discuss terms, most likely for your surrender. You lack the strength to hold off their armies, and surrendering now will save many lives. It would seem that you have no choice, almost no choice. Your fiancé, Duke Talarist of Sedna, has sent you a message. He does not personally command enough soldiers to turn the tide against his invasion, but his king in Talas is eager to discuss a formal alliance. If you flee the capital now, you should be able to evade the army and reach the Talasian border. No, we'll meet with the diplomats. You prepare yourself as best you can to meet with the representatives from Shanjia. Yeah, I can just burn them all to a crisp. You expected diplomats and a military representative, a general or an admiral. You did not expect the handsome man decked in jewels who now stands before you, a man announced by your servants as Hogami, king of Shanjia. In consort, he should be. If even that much, he's a common musician who married his way onto the throne. My dear young lady, how difficult this must be for you, so much responsibility at such a tender age. Don't pretend to be my friend while you're killing my people. Temper, temper, princess. After all, I am here to save your people. War benefits no one, don't you think? Such a terrible waste. Better to settle things in a civilized manner. A contest, a game so to speak, with Nova as the stakes. Should I win, then your domain will submit and accept me as overlord, with no further resistance. Should I lose, then my army will leave your domain in peace and shed no more blood. What sort of game? Well, it is well known that Nova is ruled by lumens. As it happens, I too possess the powers of a lumen. I propose a formal duel. My powers against yours. The winner takes control of Nova. The loser dies. Your game by your rules for my life. That doesn't sound fair to me. The rules of formal dueling have been passed down for centuries and must be upheld. It is important that we do this by the ancient codes. Why should I? If you refuse, then the war will continue. I'll sweeten the deal. If you meet me in a formal lumen challenge, I'll call off the invasion even if I win. Really? I swear it by the gods, Nova will be free and safe. Why take that risk? You're winning the war. It's not your land that I want, it's your crystal. To gain your power, I am willing to wager my own. Shall we begin? I don't like this, but what choice do I have? He was a musician once, before he married his way into power. Can I use that? I'll accept his terms, then I must. Togami explains the rules of formal dueling to you, including a carefully inscribed circle of wards which will contain the effects of any powers you wield, protecting bystanders from danger. And then it is time to begin. Resist magic partial success. You trade attacks, countering his spells with your magical shielding. Unfortunately, you lack the strength and control to keep such shields up for long. Your end comes swiftly. Yeah, we're actually going to end with that. It's been fun. Maybe in a few months or so we'll return to this and start a brand new game. But I think that's enough of watching Elodie die. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Long Live the Queen, and I am some guy you've never heard of. Unless, of course, you have.